Hi everyone. I hope you all are great. Today we will have subject verb agreement. First, you have to log in using the aplusstudent.com. Click on your name, move on to language at the grade 5. Chapter is subject verb agreement. Lesson would be use the correct subject of verb. Use the correct subject of verb with compound subject. Okay, we'll start now. Okay, so the subject and the verb in a sentence must agree. So what you need to note is that the subject, the verb must agree. Subject, singular subjects name only one person, animal, place, or thing. When a subject is singular, use a singular verb. Singular verbs end with s, es, or ies. Okay, so you need to note that if a subject has a singular, you're gonna also have what? The singular verb. And the singular verb ends with what? SES or IES. So just like we have Sarah visits her grandmother, as you can see here, Sarah is what? Singular, right? Since Sarah is singular, then you're gonna have what? A singular verb. Alright, that's why we have visits. Okay, so you see that Sarah is singular. She has a singular verb which is visit, and visit ends with s. So note that the singular verbs always end with s, es, or ias. So we have my cat washes her paws. So my cat is singular, and then the verb is singular as well, which is washes. So the singular verb ends with s, es, or ias. All right, so we have here plural subject name more than one person, animal, place, or thing. As usual, plural names more than one, right? So when a subject is plural, you have to use a plural verb, and the plural verb usually do not end with s, es, or ias. So the plural verbs do not end with any of that. It is very unique on its own. So we have Carl and Jesse walk home. The flowers grow in the garden. So as you can see, the verb in the plural subjects do not have s, es, or ies. All right, so let's look at some examples. So we have what? Complete the sentence with the best verb. All of us dash that the town needs a new library more than a new stadium. So what is that gonna be? So we have think. So we have think because it says all of us, and all of us is plural. So all of us think. All right. Now, both of us dash the banjo, but Anna also plays the flute. So we have what? Both of us. So it's also plural. We will have play. Now, after dinner, all of us dash by the fire and Wara sings folk songs. So we have what? All of us as well. So it's gonna be what? A verb without s, es, or ies. Okay. So let's select the answers over here. Complete the sentence with the best verb. Mice dash in color from white to brown to gray. Range or ranges. Alright, so we have what? Range because mice is what? A plural subject. So after dinner, all of us dash by the fire and Warren sings folk songs. Huddle or huddles, first or second? Alright, so we have what? Huddle without S because it is all of us. So the cactus dash taller and taller, reaching towards the sky. Grows or grow? Okay, so we have grows because it's singular. So in the story, Dash crushes the rose bushes in his path. Is it the beast with red eyes or the monster with red eyes? Green fur rather. Okay, so we have the monster with green fur. Okay, next up we have, did you know that our business dash normal hours during the holiday keep or keeps? Okay, did you know that our business keep or keeps? So we have keeps. With each step, absorb our full weight, so it is important that we wear supportive shoes. So with each step, is it our leg or our feet? So our feet. Okay. During the game, the children dash behind the thick velvet curtains while I count to 10. Hide or hides? The children what? Hide. Okay. All of us dash that the town needs a new library more than a new stadium. Thinks or think? Okay, so we have think. At noon, dash glitters on Lake Tahoe. Is it many lights or the bright sun? Okay, so the bright sun. So the girl in the front row dashed the invitation to come on stage. Is it blushes or blush? Okay, so we have blushes. Alright, that's it for this first lesson. We'll move on to the next one. Alright, so we have used the correct subject or verb with compound subject. So, what is a compound subject? A compound subject is made up of two subjects joined by the conjunction and also or. Okay, so we have Mark and Amanda this week or next week. So when a compound subject is joined by an, it is treated as plural. So whenever you see joined by an, it is treated as plural. So you're gonna have plural verb that does not end with s, es, or ies. So just like Jen and Andy go to the beach in the summer. Okay? Then, when a compound subject is joined by or, it can be treated as singular or plural. So, use a verb that agrees with the subject closest to the verb. Okay, so if it is joined by or, you have to use the verb that is closest to the subject and it agrees perfectly. Okay, so if the subject closest to the verb is singular, you have to use the singular verb. So singular verbs end with s, es, or ies. So just like we have my parent or Emily brings me soup when I'm sick. So Emily here, it's the one closest to the verb and it is singular. Okay, so the verb will have s or es or ies. Okay. Then if the subject closest to the verb is plural, you have to use the plural verb. Plural verbs do not end with s, es, or ies. So Emily or my parents bring me soup when I'm sick. So as you can see, my parents, it's with s, and it is the subject closest to the verb. So the verb will be what? Plural. Okay? Alright, let's have some examples. Complete the sentence with the best subject. Decorate for the Halloween party. So decorate now. This verb doesn't have s or es. So of course we're going to have what? Plural subject. So Mrs. Santiago or the boys. A car or a bus dash travelers to the airport 3 times a day. So bus, it's just singular. So we will have what? A singular verb. Carries. Ends with ies. Okay, so let's go to the test, show your answers. So complete the sentence with the best subject. Follow up the text. So is it the piece of paper or the pens and paper? Alright, so we have the pens and paper. A car or bus dash travelers to the airport 3 times a day. First to second, carries or carry? So we have what? Carries. Okay. So that sound of tune, that sound out of tune to me. The first fiddle or the fiddles and the flutes. So we have sound out of two, right? So sound is the verb and it doesn't end with S. So we're gonna have the second one. So and hurries away from the scene, a man and his dog or strange cloud figure. First or second. So we have a strange cloud figure. So my nephew Ronald dash present before the adults. Open or opens? So my nephew Ronald dash was present, so it's gonna be singular. Open presents before the adults. Okay. What is my apartment for me when I'm away? Mr. McKnight or Mr. Hoover or the helpful landlords? First or second? Okay, so we have what? The first one. Answer questions at the science center. Astronaut or scientist or brilliant scientist? So we have the first one. Okay, sit on the table in the inn, an empty vase or vase and some books. So we have the second. Alright, that's it for our lesson under subject verb agreement. Can you tell me if you have any questions? Alright, since we have no questions, we will end here. See you all next time. Complete this lesson if you haven't done it. Bye everyone.